Bon appetit!
Welcome to my first video for Herb Infused Cooking Oils and easy cooking. There's actually dual purpose for me to be doing this video. First off, obviously to promote my handmade herb infused oils, all natural by the way, and also to help show people the basics of cooking, to let them know that it's really not that complicated. There are a few basics to know, a few rules to go by. Other than that, it's the opportunity to be creative with whatever you have laying around the house. That's whatever's hanging out in the refrigerator, or fridger as I call it. My crack. First off, with the herb infused oils. Okay, they're made right here in Waynesville, North Carolina, which is up in the mountains, in case you don't know. Like I said, they're all natural. They're made with quality oils. The Italian blend here is made with extra virgin olive oil, Evo. And it's got all the traditional spices in it. It's got garlic, salt, pepper, sea salt by the way. And of course oregano and basil and all the usual Italian spices. The oils are great for using in either frying, like a light saute sort of thing, not for deep frying obviously. It's not good to get it's going to burn your ingredients. And by the way, that's one of the key things to remember when you cook is, unless you're boiling water, don't go over medium heat, medium high at best, but really medium heat, especially with the oils. All that's going to happen is the oil is going to heat up really quick all of a sudden, and it's going to burn your ingredients, and it's not going to taste very good. So medium heat, always cook on medium heat. Like I said, one of the reasons I'm doing this is because we have customers that buy from us that need kind of a starting point. We do give them recipe cards. We sell at the farmer's market, and I will do some wholesale. And we do give them recipe cards for kind of a jump off point. Something to go by, something to give them an idea how to use it. Now there are cooking oils, you don't necessarily have to cook with them. When I make salads, I'll do like a romaine lettuce and a spinach, and I put craisins and sunflower seeds in it, and I'll just pour this over the salad, and I even like to put a little balsamic, not a balsamic vinegar, but just a straight, like a reduced balsamic. And it makes a great salad. So you don't have to cook with them. When we're at the farmer's market, we actually have samples out when it's not COVID time, dishes out with the oils in them and bread for sampling, so you know exactly what you're buying. You get a good taste for the flavor, but again, it's knowing what to do with them is what we hear most from people. They want ideas and such. One of the ideas I usually give is for Mexican or caliente if you want it spicier. My favorite thing is to make a quesadilla, which you take your pan, well, a bigger pan normally. Always shake them because they do settle down. It's part of being all natural. The only thing we do put in there to help with things from packing down too hard and separating and packing is we put a little guar gum. If you've never heard of guar gum, it's a natural plant. It's no weird chemical thing, but it is in there, and it tends to thicken it up just a little bit, but it keeps it from packing down and making it really hard to mix up. So you don't need a little bit. You don't need a lot. You pour a little bit in the pan. Let's see, I can just show you. So we're going to take your basic frying pan. You could do a flat one. Flat one is fine. For some reason I didn't like cooking with this one, maybe because it contains it a little bit better. Don't know. So we're just going to take that, put it right here. I have an induction stove. If you're not familiar with induction, it works off of the use of magnets. But you have to have a special pan. It's got to have iron in it so that it's magnetic, so that it moves with the magnet. And the advantage to that is you're not using heat heating it with electricity so that you're not burning that much of electricity. And also the main thing to me is it heats up and shuts down like gas would. It's either on or it's off. And it makes it so you can control your cooking a lot better. So anyway, we're going to get this. It's only going to take a minute to warm up and get going. In the meantime, we need some tortillas. And for the sake of making this simple and quick, shredding cheese is a pain. We are going to do sliced cheese. And this is pepper jack. And with my husband, I always have pepper jack in the house. He loves things spicy. He grew up with things rather blandly cooked. So we're going to we'll just use one. We're going to do a half a tortilla. So we're going to set this off to the side. And we're going to get everything kind of ready while the pan heats up a little bit, which will not take long. So we're going to take 2 pieces of cheese. Pepper jack. And we're going to go ahead and get that in the pan. We're going to use the Mexican blend, which has just enough habanero in to give it a kick. So we're going to shake that up good. I'm going to take the safety label off it. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And we're going to get it going in the pan. Just about, I don't know, not even a tablespoon. Then we're going to go ahead and lay this in. Whoosh it around a little bit. So the tortilla gets kind of coated in it. We're going to set that in there just like that. And we're going to throw a little spinach on top. Nothing fancy. And one thing I like too, and we always remember, one of the things that's good to know is that when you cook spinach, it cooks down. Basically, a whole container like this would cook down into about tiny. It's kind of ridiculous actually. Okay, this is, I don't know what kind of tomato this is. It's out of my garden, grew it this year. Looks a little bit like a purple Cherokee. On top, it gets that kind of weird green looking thing on it. But that, I don't know what that is. Anyway, favorite knife. Keep your knife sharp, okay? The saying is that you're less likely to cut yourself with a sharp blade, which a lot of people say, that don't make no sense. But the reason for that is because if your blade is dull, it's more likely to slide off whatever you're cutting, the skin. Once it penetrates the skin, it's good, but you need to penetrate that skin real quick. So we're going to put 2 slices of tomato on this. Okay. We're going to throw that on there. And then all we're going to do is fold that over. Just like that. It's a little bit warm, but that's okay. So we're going to let that cook. We're going to bring that down to 6.0 on my stove, which would be medium. That would be a medium. One of the things I do keep in my work area is towels. Towels are washable, and I keep a lot of them because it's just easier. I don't like wasting paper towels. I don't like buying anything. I just put it straight in the trash. Which is one of the reasons I have, be right back, the reason I have these. Now this one is actually for avocado, which doesn't make much sense because avocado gets brown. And I don't put it face down because it tends to get gookier when it gets face down. But this way, I can put it in the refrigerator. Right there. Okay, now this, one of the things I do, and this is kind of fall, is you have vegetable scraps, you have anything that'll go back in the ground and feed the ground, don't put it in the trash. It just makes more trash. It stays in a bag, goes in the landfill, but it doesn't decompose because it's in a trash bag and never goes anywhere. So I have got a big full thing, and we've got some avocado skin in there. Eggshells are great. Calcium's great for growing plants. Even my coffee grinds go in there. My used coffee grinds go in. The acid is great for the plants too. So let's take and flip this puppy over. Gentle like. Now he's got plenty of oil. I actually probably didn't even need to put that much oil in, and I did. But back away. One thing that's good when you're cooking is to kind of clean up as you go. That makes it easier when you are done. Paper plates. Paper plates I am more likely to use in the winter because I can't recycle them because there's food on them. So they go in the trash. But we heat with the wood stove primarily, so that goes in the wood stove and we use it for kindling. Okay. So this guy is about done. And we know because he is getting brown. You can see all the spices and stuff on that. We'll flip him over. You can see how nice and brown he's getting. We'll give him just a little bit more because we like our spinach to be cooked down a little bit more. So we have many different flavors. We have a Creole, and we even have a tomate vin blanc, which is a tomato base. Again, everything goes in dry, so you don't have to refrigerate them. They can stay right on the counter. And one of the reasons that's good, especially with olive oil, because it gets thick, and then you have to sit it out ahead of time. And who wants to wait on that? Okay, I'm going to flip that off. I'm going to pull this out. And this, one thing that's interesting about this is the induction stove, I can always just wipe. And the only reason it is still warm is from the heat, residual heat from the pan. The stove itself never actually heats up. Now that's kind of an extravagant thing. I mean, if you're just starting to cook, you probably don't have the money to buy a whole range, but my husband was nice enough to spend the $1,200 on the induction stove for me because I do so much cooking. And it also has a convection oven, which we'll talk about that another time. Okay, so we're going to just cut this puppy in half, and so you can see our cheese is all melted. We're all good, and we're dripping, which is another good sign. That is awesome. Nice and simple, very good. Okay, that's it for today. Go ahead, feel free to leave comments below for us so I know what you're thinking. If there's anything you'd like to see me cook or any subject you'd like to cover about cooking in the kitchen, supplies, anything, just leave me a comment down there and I'll get back to you. And in the meantime, happy cooking.